Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my Loverlies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I am so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. So, guys, it has been a week. If you guys have been wondering where I have been trying. I have been trying to upload all week. I have no idea what was going on, but YouTube would not let me upload anything. It wouldn't let me upload anything. I have been trying for days. So I finally today, thank you Lord, was able to upload True Love Tuesday and my I'm so excited. But my ScoobyDoo, Glamlite X ScoobyDoo, my package finally came. I couldn't help myself. I definitely jumped into both palettes. But the first one I filmed with was this one. This is the Creeps and Crawls palette, guys. Oh my goodness gracious. When I tell you, I am so in love with this palette and with the formulas inside here, the shimmers mainly. I cannot express to you my deep and unending devotion to the shimmers in here. It is absolutely stunning. So again, this is the Creeps and Crawls palette. This is what the color story looks like. I do have a full kind of swatch review, full look up using this palette. But today, I want to highlight the Raggy palette, because this one is just as incredible as the other one. This color story is just, oh, it is so beautiful. Lots of really grungy teals and greens. The shimmers in here are chef's kiss, so perfect. So we're gonna play with this today. We're gonna do this eye look. So super pretty. I used, again, as many colors in the palette as I could to really get a handle on everything in here. But guys, it performs beautifully. If you're interested, please stick around. Get you a big old cup of hot coffee. Get you a big old glass of some sweet tea. And let's dive in. So, a little bit of backstory. My mom absolutely adores Scooby-Doo. She's got kind of like a kind of an obsession with it, really. So when I was growing up, my mom, she collected Scooby-Doo merch. So she had all kinds of like stuffed animals and pajamas and things like that. I just grew up seeing Scooby-Doo basically everywhere. So when I saw that Glamlite was doing a Scooby-Doo collaboration, and in my opinion, really did it right, I jumped on it. And not only that, but this collection is one of the it is the most affordable collection that Glamlite has released, to my knowledge. Nothing in this collection was over $20, which my little penny pinching heart just loved. So I was able to get both of these palettes, I think, in a bundle for around $38, which is a steal, especially considering the quality of the formulas inside. So each 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So yeah, so they're 10 pan palettes. You have a row of mattes and a row of shimmers. There is a lot of really beautiful, deep, dark, grungy depth in here. So beautiful. We're going to start with this shade right here. I don't believe that they have shade names, but we're going to start with the lightest green matte in the palette with a big, fat, fluffy blender. And I'm just going to put this through my transition area. I am using my Milani eyeshadow primer today. That's about it. And if you guys are curious, I never ever set my eyeshadow primers. I don't ever set them with powders or anything like that. I just go straight over top of my eyeshadow primer with my eyeshadow. And it just kind of like sets it that way, I guess. But really the whole point of an eyeshadow primer is to give your lid a little bit of tack, to really hold on to the eyeshadows. So I think, in my opinion, by setting the primer with a powder, you're just kind of taking away really what it's supposed to do, right? So I'm just going to go in with that super fluffy brush and just take that throughout my transition area. And then I'm going to take this is like a no-name brush. I have no idea what brand it is. I got it at Burke's though, and I think it is so pretty. Just a big fluffy brush. And then I'm going to go into my e.l.f. This is my e.l.f. eye crease brush, I think. Eye contour brush. So this is a short, densely packed, still fluffy brush, but it's great for both blending and packing. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go into the lightest blue in the palette now and just kind of tap it in there. And I'm going to start at the inner corner of my eye and just bring this through my lower transition, not taking it super high. And I'm going to bring this about halfway through my transition area. I don't have to worry about that lower edge because we're just going to go over it with shimmers. And the shimmers in this palette are so incredibly beautiful, super, super opaque. I know for a fact that you guys are probably going to get super tired of me bragging on these palettes because they're just so incredible. But honestly, they immediately replaced my Beauty Bay palettes for best shimmers. I think the shimmers in here are they're incomparable. They're really, really just absolutely that stunning. I'm going in, you'll see me today, but I'm going to go in, no concealer, no wetting down my brush, no glitter glue. They go right onto the eye and they're just spectacular. So while I build up this blue on my inner corner, I have no idea what happened to YouTube. I don't know if it kind of crashed or what happened, but I've literally been on the phone with my internet provider. I've been on the phone with Verizon trying to figure out what the problem was. I have been trying to upload since Tuesday. I've been trying to upload my videos and they just wouldn't upload. They would get to about halfway, or they would get stuck, or they wouldn't start in the first place. I have no idea what that was. If that has ever happened to any of you guys, please let me know. I ended up just having to like delete everything. I had to restart my phone. I had to reset my network settings, all that good stuff. And finally, after an hour and a half on the phone with Verizon today, they couldn't help me. The lady, what was her name? Denise, I believe. I talked to a very, very sweet lady today. She was as helpful as she possibly could have been. But after an hour and a half on the phone with her, we still hadn't got the problem figured out. So what I ended up doing was just deleting. I deleted the app and then uploaded it, and then all of a sudden, boom, it started downloading. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. My YouTube is so important to me. I adore sitting down and doing my makeup and sharing stuff with you guys. And the fact that I had these beautiful, beautiful palettes and couldn't share them with you guys, I was losing my ever-loving mind. So when it finally uploaded, the angels, it was like the clouds parted, the angels started singing. It was like, thank you, Lord. So they're finally up. Just in case you guys were wondering where in the world I have been this week, that's what happened. And then on top of that, I've been dealing with my fur babies. I'm going to go into the slightly deeper kind of grungy teal color right here, just on the same brush. I just wiped off a little bit of the pigment on my towel here, and I'm going to gently tap into this color now and bring this on the outer corner and the outer portion of my transition area, just like that. And I'm going to build that up just a little bit. But I've been dealing with my fur babies. I don't know what happened, but I have two full-grown Australian Shepherds. I have a male named Romeo and a female named Dolly, in honor of the great Dolly Parton, but we call her Little Mama. And for some reason, my male attacked my female, and I don't know what happened. I know she's not in heat, and things like that, because we keep them separated when that's going on, because definitely don't need any more puppies right now. But something happened. I don't know if they got into a fight over food or something like that. We try to make sure that we keep them apart when we feed them and things like that. We try to be really conscious about, their space and things like that. But I don't know, something just happened and he attacked her, and he actually ended up really, really hurting her. And I don't really want to go into, look how pretty that is. I don't want to go too much into depth about it because it's not pretty, but it's bad. And it's at the point now where we've taken her to the vet. And we're gonna have to do something about Romeo, because his aggression, usually Australian Shepherds are not super aggressive they're not super aggressive breed, right? So it bothers me a little bit. And if he can be that aggressive with little mama, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And I know that it's not like rabies or anything like that because they're fully vaccinated. They've had all their shots. I just don't know. So we're gonna end up having to take Romeo in I guess the vet is going to have to look at him and figure that out. But on top of that, because we're having to do so many vet visits right now, y'all know the vet is not cheap. The vet is not cheap. So we're just kind of stressing about that at the moment. And Mama's vet bill is it's astronomical. It is astronomical. She got hurt pretty substantially. So yeah, her leg is broken. My son got home from school today. He's got tomorrow off. So he is like in full weekend mode. He is loving his life right now. He came home from school today, slung his backpack off, was like, "Hi, Mom, bye, Mom." Went right into his room, put his jammies on, is sprawled out on his bed and watching whatever it is that he watches. But I can always tell when he's in a good mood because he just sits in there and just laughs his little hiney off and he just laughs loud, just doesn't care. He's a happy kid, which makes me a happy mama. But anyway, I'm going to take this little teeny tiny e.l.f. eye crease brush. It is a teeny tiny, again, short, densely packed brush. And I'm going to go into this deep shade right here. Now, I think that when I first reviewed these palettes, I said that this might be a black or something like that. It is not. In my lighting right here, it looks very, very black. But when I actually swatched it, it's a very deep kind of like hunter green. So I'm going to take just a little bit of that on this super short, dense brush and kind of pack that on the outer corner of my eye just for a little bit of depth. It's really not going to, we're going to put a bunch of shimmer on my eye because like the shimmers in these palettes are my absolute everything. So you're really not going to see it a ton. So we really don't have to try and make sure that it's blended perfectly. I just want to get it on there for a little bit of depth. Just kind of create a little bit of dimension on this outer portion of my eye. And just use it to kind of finish that shape there a little bit. But these are so incredibly beautiful. So yeah, about my babies. So we've been taking Mama to the vet, and she is she's not out of the woods yet. Unfortunately, she has developed a little bit of an infection. The break in her leg was pretty substantial. Like it was a bad break. And it happened during the night, so we didn't even realize. We didn't even catch it until the next day when I went out to feed them. So unfortunately, she kind of sat with the break for a couple of hours before we were able to do anything. And then by that time, of course, Mr. Hubby was already at work, so we had to wait. Oh, it's just a pain. She's doing okay at the moment, but she is battling a pretty bad break on her leg and an infection. I will keep you guys updated if you guys are interested. I always post about that kind of stuff on my Facebook page. So if you guys aren't following me on Facebook, definitely go do that. On top of like life updates and things like that, more personal stuff, I post fun content every single day. So if you're following me everywhere, you don't have to worry about missing a single moment of it. But yeah, I'm going to go back into that big eye contour brush with no extra product on it. And I'm just going to take that and try to blend this dark green into that lighter green. And I'm going to take the same brush, go back into that more teal kind of shade, and just use this to kind of blend the two together just a little bit. I don't know what that boy is watching, but he has always got his TV on like full max. He doesn't have a bedtime. Especially if he has like a long weekend, we don't give him a bedtime. So he kind of like stays up and does his own thing. But we'll be trying to go to sleep and his TV is just blaring. And then he's been doing this thing here recently where he just kind of, he doesn't want to sleep with the light off. And I'm not sure what it is. He's trying to fight sleep is what it is. I think he's just trying to keep himself awake because I know he's not scared of the dark or anything like that. But I must wake up every time I wake up to use the restroom or get something to drink at night. I look into his bedroom and he's got his lamp on again. And every time I get up and I see that it's on, I go in there and I turn it off again. And this happens, I want to say at least 3 or 4 times every night until I just get tired of it and just let him leave his light on. But like I read somewhere that you don't fully reach you don't fully, how do I say that? Your REM cycle, like your REM cycle doesn't fully complete itself if you have a light on, because your brain doesn't shut down fully. So I keep trying to tell him this. I keep trying to tell him that he's not going to get a good night's sleep. He wonders why he's always tired, and it's because he's sleeping with the light on, and his brain isn't fully shutting off. He doesn't listen to me, though, which is super annoying, but I guess par for the course when you're raising a teenager. Okay, so we've got that pretty blended. It doesn't look as blended on my monitor on my phone as it does in real life, but for some reason it's always like that. But we've just blended that on the very outer corner of my lid, and I've kind of faded it up and out towards the outer edge of our line, just right here. And it looks really pretty. But if you can't get it completely blended, that's okay, because like I said, we're going to go over top of it with these shimmers. And these shimmers, y'all, I am telling you, are so incredibly beautiful and insanely opaque. Oh, it makes me want to kick myself because I've missed so many amazing launches. Just because, you know, for the most part, Glamlite's a little bit out of my price range. They're beautiful, beautiful products, but they're usually pretty expensive. But like I said, I took a chance with this one because it was a little bit more affordable. But after, I am truly 100% converted. I am now a Glamlite lover. I cannot wait to see what they do in the future. I am going to be absolutely stalking their website. I already know it. So I'm going to take a very densely packed, flat kind of packing brush, and I'm going to go into the lightest green shimmer in the palette. It is so, so beautiful. I'm going to pack this on, and you guys are going to see just exactly why I am so, so in love with this. So just a dry brush, and I'm going to pack this on to the inner corner of my eye. Again, I don't have any glitter glue down. Just packing it on to the eyeshadow primer. And it's just so, so pretty. It is not flaky. I don't experience hardly any fallout with these shimmers. They just go on and do exactly what you want a really great shimmer metallic to do. They're so highly reflective and effortless to use. Like, it's absolutely everything. I'm going to take the same brush and I'm going to go in to the darkest green shimmer in the palette now. And just kind of pack this on that outer edge about halfway through the eye. I'm going to slightly overlap that light green shimmer just so we get a nice seamless blend. And then I'm going to take it a little bit further out through here and kind of overlap that deep dark green matte that we put on the outer corner, just for depth and dimension. And I'm taking it all the way up through my crease. I'm taking it all the way up to my natural crease and slightly even just above, so that when my eyes are closed, you can still kind of see it up there just a little bit. But guys, that was 2.2 seconds, completely opaque, and they're just absolutely beautiful. I love these so, so much. And that's pretty much it. I can't express to you the joy I feel, the joy I experience when I'm playing with these palettes. They just make me so, so very happy. I would love to know which look that you guys like better. Did you enjoy the purple look better or the green one? Which palette kind of like tickles your fancy more? I honestly at this point can't pick a favorite because I think they're both so incredibly beautiful. I really just don't have a favorite. I think they're both incredibly beautiful in their own ways. I'm going to take a little bit of a Q-tip and some simple eye makeup remover and kind of clean up any fallout that we've got going on. And again, I was really packing on those mattes and still almost no fallout down here. The quality of these shadows is by far some of the absolute best that I've used. And then even on this outer corner, I'm just going to take it and just kind of straighten up that line just a little bit. But that was all that was all the fallout we had from those deep dark mattes. It's spectacular. Truly, truly spectacular. I'm going to go in with that big fat fluffy brush one more time back into that lightest green in the palette and just kind of go over this edge a bit to kind of soften it a little bit. I don't want to blur that line completely. I just kind of want to soften it and blur it just a touch so it doesn't look quite so stark. And then we'll go in and do the lower lash line, and then I will release you. But yeah, just in case you were wondering, that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing all week. I am very, very happy to be back. I also just uploaded my very first YouTube short. I'm hoping that it goes well. I've never really kind of bothered with the YouTube shorts before. I don't know, but I'm just trying to get into it. I'm trying to dip a toe into basically just a little bit of everything, just to see what I like best. And the YouTube shorts were actually really easy to do, so that makes me happy. I am using the NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick in the shade Intense Teal, a really, really beautiful, creamy, soft, sharpenable, colored eyeliner. Very, very pretty. They're also very, very long wearing as well. If you have watery eyes like I do, guys, these go on and they don't move. Once they set, they are set and they are not moving. I'm going to take another e.l.f. brush. I've been absolutely loving on my e.l.f. brushes here lately. This is the e.l.f. smudge brush. It is, again, a densely packed, very short, kind of stiff brush. And we're going to go into the lightest blue matte in the palette. And I'm just going to take this along that lower lash line. I'm not doing anything too heavy. Just kind of smoking out the lower lash line just a touch. Going from outer to inner corner. Just to kind of blend out that eyeliner a little bit. Help it not look quite so stark. And then, of course, I will add my black liner to my upper waterline and put on a nice thick coat of mascara. Now, the only qualms I have with both of these palettes is in neither one is there a super light kind of highlight shade. So there's really not a brow bone or inner corner highlight in either one of these palettes. I was thinking maybe you could use this one or this one as like a highlight shade, but because I've got it all over the inner corner of my lid, I'm just not going to mess with it. I'm just going to let it be bare. But I don't know. If I find something that I want to put there, I will of course put it in the description box along with everything else that I used for today's video. Guys, I basically just wanted to come on here, play with this palette, let you guys know that I'm back. I'm sorry all my videos are late this week, but I hope you enjoy them anyway. Guys, I love you so very much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I am in love with these palettes across the board. I absolutely adore them. I cannot wait to see what Glamlite comes out with next. I am heartbroken that I wasn't able to get my hands on the highlighter because playing with the shimmers in these palettes, it just lets me know that the highlighter is probably absolutely phenomenal. But there is always next time. Guys, as always, no filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me sitting in front of my camera, playing with some makeup, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. The list of everything that I used, all of my other social media tags, all that good stuff is going to be in the description box. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.